Hey guys, it's nice to be simming again. So you know it's been a while since I did a traditional build video for my apartment in every world situation. Well, we're getting back to that today. Today we're in Brendilton Bay, and last night while I was sleeping, I got the genius idea. Brendilton Bay seems like the perfect town to have a retirement home. So today we're watching the speed build as it happens. It's on my laptop down here, so that's why I'm looking down. But when I was building this, I really wanted to make sure it was large. So that way, you had enough people who were elderlies going around the building. Now let it be known you can replace the beds if you need double, but mostly I imagine you probably had single seniors living here. But it's your game. You can do whatever you want with these buildings. Honestly, I wanted to make sure to have as many rooms as I could. Now I do know there's a cheat where I could have put more units in this one building, but I felt like it would have been better, especially for you guys, if you wanted to download this and play with it, that would have been better just to stick with 6 and not go over, which also I think is good enough for the game, especially since you could also bring other people here and play with that. The other thing was, other than providing the rooms, I wanted to make sure that the seniors had enough to do. This could have been various activities, and even though we don't have bingo in the game, I managed to figure out ways I could do it. But really, the whole idea I did this is so I based the building a little bit, not a lot, a little bit off a building I saw in a different game. So in City Skylines, back when Sunset Harbor DLC came out, it had a old folks retirement home. And I based this similar to that, but obviously giving it my own touches and those muted colors. Now, for packs wise, the only packs you should need are Cats and Dogs, Base Game, and For Rent if you want this to work. I have not included anything outside of those packs. For Rent is only so it could be a rentable building, so you get multiple Sims living on one lot. Cats and Dogs because it's in Brendilton Bay, so I get that free reign. And then Base Game because you kind of gotta have the Sims 4 in order to build these. But as I was building, I really wanted to get those Cape Cod vibes, the kind of stuff you'd see in Maine here in the United States. And it's really coming together when I thought about it. And especially, I wanted a garden out back, so that's why I put that big gazebo back there. Because I thought it'd be very interesting and really appeal. So the outside is very white, very blue, but the inside's very brown and antique. You will see that later. But really, it was a very interesting design that I came up with, especially adding in these columns to give it that extra touch. Because being a pro simmer here, I've done this for a very long time. If you're ever having a hard time with the build and it doesn't look good, add columns to the corners. Trust me, it makes a huge difference when it comes to building your buildings. Now up front we have a courtyard, which that took me a minute to design that special look, but I wanted to make sure I had that so we can have something detailed for the front. Now for the back wise, I made sure to enclose all the gardens. And again, a lot of the stuff in Cats and Dogs is very antique, quilts, wood, stuff like that. And it was literally screaming retirement home. Like it's perfect for this type of building. So I knew I had to incorporate it. Now let it be known, some of the houses that the seniors can rent do have a balcony. Like you can furnish that balcony, but you can also choose an option that doesn't have one in case you don't want to deal with that. But I wanted to make sure these rooms felt cozy. Now I did look up photos on the internet to get a good idea of what I wanted the retirement home to look like. So I made sure to think about things where I've seen in pop culture and think about things I've seen in real life, because I had a couple of grandparents who were in retirement homes, and I made sure we visited them quite a bit, and they were pretty cozy. Like, I want to make sure, and it felt like they were old but cozy at the same time, mostly because a lot of that furniture is probably from the elderly person who rented it, so obviously it's going to be a lot of antique furniture, unless one day we get to Gen Zers, where we're probably going to have a lot of modern furniture and retirement homes. Oh man, is that going to be weird. But yeah, I was going to go with carpet at first, but to be honest, the carpet was not working with the walls. So I had to change the flooring to wood, but to be honest, that was a good decision. And same thing for the bathrooms. I wanted to not make sure they were the same color, so I chose a yellow instead. And that really, the tile felt antique to me. It felt like it would be a good option to help make sure this came all together. I even included a fireplace, but you will see that later. So bathrooms are pretty simple. I made sure to provide them with the bare necessities, such as sinks, toilets, showers, plants. But even came with a few extra things that I thought would be needed, so towels, toilet paper, and a robe, because I always see elderlies wearing shower robes all the time, so I made sure to include that. Now let it be known, this was hard to do because it was copying each room, and then it would copy over to windows and doors, and that means some things would have to be adjusted to fit. But for room-wise, all the furniture is very dark colored, but it's very antique. So like the stained glass lamp, I really love that from Cats and Dogs. So this was awesome having an opportunity to finally use that piece of furniture, as personally it's one of my favorite lamps. And also using all these antique chairs and couches would equally add as much detail as I need. I also want to make sure to include bookshelves in their rooms because I know they probably want to do a lot of reading. And again, if you need to change anything, you can by adding in such objects as like knitting boxes or any of that. And you can see I put a lot of cats and dogs statues all over the place. Again, referencing that this is a cats and dogs world, so I want to make sure all that detail was there. Even the dog picture was a very fun detail that I got to add. Now we're going to finish up cleaning up the first few rooms here, and I might set them, I don't know, because there was a lot of glitchiness that occurred when I was doing this, so it required me to think some ways around. Now I was really worried because last night I was trying to get into my Sims 4 because, you know, I just wanted to play, and when that didn't work, I'm like, okay, maybe Sims 4 is just not working right now, so I went with Sims 3. And it didn't work, so I'm pretty sure the EA app went down, so I couldn't play it. So I was very worried because I'm like, oh no, is this going to be ready by tomorrow in order for me to play? And I'm like, oh, thank goodness it is, so I can do my video for you guys because I care about you. Let it be known, I do love The Sims, but I will freely, openly criticize it when I can, like I would with any game, but it's going to be criticism in a good way. That's why I have a hard time with a lot of people in certain gaming communities, is because they will only have two ways. They could either be like, I love this game no matter what, you can't change my mind, or I hate this game no matter what, you can't change my mind. And I'm in the middle. I'm like, I like the game, but that doesn't mean it's not open to criticism. I will give it constructive criticism, like, okay, here's a problem, I have full faith you can fix it, or here's how we can make it better. Like, I try not to be angry. That's just how I work, because I'm a very positive person. It never feels good to be angry at someone. Now, this next room I really enjoyed building. It's a reading room. Now, you're probably wondering why there's an archway in the middle. That's because these two rooms are kind of the same, but connected. So the next room is a chess room. Basically, one place to increase your logic, one place to read if you want. And really liked how it came together. Now, I took a quick pause here because my brother wanted to see, but so this next room is the dining room. This fireplace was perfect for it, so I want to make sure to include that. It has two large tables, again using the nice antique chairs, and curtains are all over this building. And on the back walls, now I couldn't find it at first because I was searching and searching and couldn't find it, but there's this gigantic dish shelf that comes with this pack. It's right there. I love that item, and I wanted to use that in this building. Now later, I'm going to end up finding out that that's clipping through the ceiling into the next room, so I ended up increasing the height of the building just so it would fit. Now this room is the games room. This was supposed to look similar to a bingo room, but it was obviously for cards and puzzles and things like that. If you have Growing Together, you can do puzzles, which I think is really fun. Also, this game that's symbols, but I think it's Mahjong or Scrabble. It's a mixture of the two. Now here's the art room. Very simple. Not too much to go off here. Just want to make it a nice little room where your Sims could go. Next door is the dance room, which I know seniors, they love dancing. I'm just going to admit it right now. A lot of people have this bias that they don't like old people because they're cranky all the time. I personally don't see that. I love elderlies and old people because they're so nice, and personally they love me too. I do really. So, funny story. I am terrible with adults. I have a hard time speaking to them. I have a hard time being comfortable with them. When it comes to the elderly or taking care of children, taking them care of as a babysitter or just as a nanny for a day, that kind of stuff, I'm good with because children, they like me because one thing I use a lot of is imagination. I like imaginative play. It's my favorite. That's what I used to do when I was little. So I try to use that. But with elderlies, I just love hearing their stories, knowing about their history, and also really getting to know what kind of stuff they're into. Because, let it be known, I may live in the 21st century and be a Gen Zer, but I still love things like antiquing. I still find knitting cool. Doesn't mean I do it. I just find it cool. Learning the piano, all that. Even bingo I find fun. So that's why I guess I have this good connection with both children and elderlies, because I honestly have a good connection with them. With adults, it's hard because, I don't know, it's just hard for me. Anyway, lastly, you can see right here, we're doing the lounge room. It's just the bar. Next door is the music room. And there are plenty of bathrooms in this building. So if your elderly needs to go to the bathroom, there's plenty of them throughout the building, both in their rooms and on the first floor. So you have nothing to worry about. But yeah, the main lobby was the last thing inside I had to finish, which, again, just main counter with some computers just to give it off that vibe. And then I also put a fish tank in the corner because I thought that looked really nice. And the mailbox is also located there too. So lastly, I had to make sure to do some final adjustments, make sure everything was okay, even get the room set up again because there was a glitch that basically got rid of the room assignment, so I fixed that. Now next comes the plants. This was personally really fun to do because I got to work with some plants I never used before, including like the dogwood tree and the giant like spruce tree and the birch trees. Those birch trees I love so much from this pack. But yeah, you can see how I came up with that, especially, so I know it's called the dogwood tree, but I have a couple of those I think around here. They appear white in the spring, which they are right now, and I actually call them the popcorn trees. You could probably guess why. They look like popcorn. So it's just fun to call it that. And here's the front of the area. Again, just a lot of plants to help give a welcoming vibe. It's supposed to be a retirement home where Sims can go and just relax and just enjoy life to the fullest. There's also some topiaries in the back if you want to spot those. I made sure to include those because I wanted people to notice. Now there is an exit through the game hall area to the back. And there's also a bench that I eventually placed facing the dock area and the bay because it's just so beautiful. There's even a barbecue area if you want your Sims to go and do that. And it's well lit, so that way people can find their way at night. And let's get on to showing off the other build part. So as you can see, the retirement home really came together. I personally like this. Oh, I can already see a column that's not too high. Fix that quickly. But yeah, I'll show you into it. Now there's a total of 6 units. The only packs you should need to download this building are For Rent, Cats and Dogs, and the base game, which is not too hard considering. So when you get in here, we obviously have the main lobby area. I really wanted to include that aquarium. Now the big thing I was going for with this building is very antique, very Cape Cod, a lot of influence of Northeastern America since that's where Brendilton Bay is kind of set. So if you head over to the left, you'll find a game room, which again, your elderlies can do whatever they want in here. Puzzle, they could play card games, they could play Don't Wake the Llama, whatever your heart's desire is. There's also bathrooms located throughout the building just to help people out. We have the art room, pretty self-explanatory. Elderlies can come and do some art here. We have a dance room, which again, elderlies can come here and just dance, have some fun. Over here, we have the music room, which just is where elderlies can play their music and learn new instruments. Next door, we have the lounge/bar, which is just where elderlies can go to have a drink every once in a while if they need it, plus a bathroom in case it's needed, because I know elderlies have weak bladders. We have the kitchen and then the main dining area, which I personally love. Why did I get rid of the curtain? There used to be a curtain right there. But there is a great big fireplace right here. Heads up, this is uploaded to my gallery, garrcall, all lowercase, so if you want to find it. Upstairs, each room looks exactly the same, which has a stand. This one doesn't have a shower. Why is this? There's a lot of glitchiness happening with this building, so I gotta take it off my gallery quickly because I had this uploaded there, and the problem is the building is broken. Like, there's parts that are not right, so I'm gonna resave that after I check every room to make sure everything's right. But then we got the main living area, which we got a nice bed. Again, that whole antique cats and dogs vibe. But reality, it looks really cool, and I like the designs that came out through. Now, the only other thing up here is the library and reading area. There's an area to read, but if you want more, you can also go to the area where you can play chess. Again, and if you need to take a good walk, barbecue, or sit by the waterside, there's a beautiful garden out back, which has a great view of the bay. And I honestly wanted to make sure that came through. Now, I actually am going to save this building where it is, considering I've had so many problems. It'll be called the Roy Bowie Retirement Home. Has 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. I'm going to upload this to my gallery right now, so let me save it quick. And there we go. Now, if you head over to my gallery, which is just garrcall, you can see it up top in the upper left, you will now see my available build and all the other builds I have built for this channel. If you ever want to download those or even heart them or see my page. So, what do you guys think of the retirement home? I worked very hard on this, and personally, I really like it. Please like the video so more people can see this, and subscribe to my channel. I do build videos, gameplay videos, and reviews. Videos get typically uploaded on Monday at 9 a.m. and then Friday at 9 a.m. And also, I have another channel, Garrett, which is my main channel. I have more focus on that, and I do live streams every Friday and a video every Monday. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!